We are spirit having a human experience. We are the interface of consciousness, a soul knowing itself. Most of the time, our Western cultures and religions would have you believe that we are humans who can have a spiritual experience, and often only under another's direction. Or it can feel like that. I'm no expert on religions. I am a spiritual creature in this human experience and tend not to value dogmas, as they all too often get associated with humans feeling under the thumb of another. I appreciate that in the spectrum that is consciousness, we all fall somewhere across that spectrum of spirituality as maybe leader, follower, God, disciple, middleman, lost, or found souls. All of this is subject to someone else's judgments and decision over my own inner direction. Being spirit in the human form means being totally connected and inner-driven by that connection of consciousness and soul. Labels bring about a sense of order, so they can be useful for distinctions. When they represent morphic field energies, they can be quite powerful. The order in the labels of body, mind, and spirit can take on an energy of its own. In indigenous cultures, there is no separateness known as body, mind, spirit. And even in this order of labels, we can feel that the body is the physical, then mind, the interpreter, followed by at last by spirit, whatever level of awareness that might be. That the body is the lead label I don't think is a mistake, but a reflection of how humans, exposed to things and the gathering of things and the sounds of the community of things, can organize their sense of being. We forget in the clutter of others and things what is at essence, spirit, in us and around us. If anything is true in our Western references, it might be more useful to remember our titles in a different order. We are spirit, mind, body. Spirit is essence, consciousness as the collective, and soul as the individual, with mind as interpreter, as self, holding the body as the living mechanism of the expression of spirit. Emotions give us the energy of connection, relation, and the qualities that can be involved in those connections. We form as sentient living beings, reflecting the individuality of soul as self. We want to remember our starting place, the quiet within. It is sacred, infinite, as essence, and not mind. Mind self is projection, illusion, judge of all in its domain. When we remember this, we can feel the dynamics of this human form connect and flow in new ways. Soul drives, mind drives, body drives can start to work in new organization with each other. Being able to be present, to let mind, story, body all relax so we can connect with consciousness and delight once more in our soul's direction makes all the difference, and it is our journey of enlightenment. There is appreciation for our creative expressions. We don't have to judge them and then name them in any way that keeps us feeling less than okay about the creation, unless that is the intention. There is nothing bad about feeling bad when one is neutral. Words are powerful thought communications. Whatever we create as life experiences and connected to another person or thing is subject to self-awareness if we allow for it. Spirit engages non-form form all the time. It is not limited to the body, as the body's domain is only physical sensations, emotional sensations, with its brain as processor. Mind is a reality state generator and holds our illusion of what self is. It is the personality, the form, all this that is on this physical realm. It is both these dynamics that are enjoyed when spirit is in form. There is no right, no wrong, no irreconcilable differences, or competitive better one over the other than what we decide is true in order to experience this realm of contrast. For years I have been exposed to many different approaches about spirituality and religion, and I look to respect and have tolerance for all of them. Most hold certain principles common, like the Golden Rule, and then they may differ widely in their dogmas and practice. How to discuss subjects without engaging people's biases and triggers can be challenging at times. That is what I like about the word consciousness and the neutral terrain of consciousness technologies. They don't have a lot of morphic field energy yet, those built-up collections of thoughts about what something is or isn't. Religion is often a trigger word or conversation. We have strong attachments in play about what we each hold worthy of worship. We are accessing all kinds of patterns of self-identity set into play from our early years. I don't ever hear science using the word soul, as that is the realm of religion in the past. There was a concerted effort to keep them separate 100 years ago. Religion is about the practice of, a belief in, and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. And right there is our contrast and ripe for conflict. In my personal views of my experiences as being, I am very clear that we are unique individuals sharing collectively in this state we call consciousness. That unique individual is soul, and self is the soul in form. Self is the one experiencing the individual design set by soul, with mind as the interpreter. Soul is an informational state, which has no form but holds awareness. It is our ship, without the ship, but leading directions and different flows across the cosmos of consciousness. We access consciousness as heart-centered awareness, the field of unified consciousness, at our soul level in the realm of quantum dynamics. Two things you wouldn't necessarily put together. We are free in this reality of the self and mind's limitations of standing and existing perceptions and biases. We all know how challenging it can be to change a mind that is set in its beliefs. In this realm, all can change and be relayed back to mind and exist new. When I organize myself this way, everything falls into place within, and there is completion and quiet. There is no one thing to figure out, no thought to explore, no need to feel or to do. There is only being. There is only a state of awareness, laughing and breathing me.